Here are 3 reasons why every single care home should be getting ongoing positive press coverage, ongoing positive PR to celebrate and showcase all the wonderful things that you do on an ongoing basis. And that's every 3 months at least. So the first reason, I'm going to give you an anecdote on this. Now, you know, care homes are how important commissioners, social workers are, all those healthcare professionals, but particularly if you have a reliance on local authority referrals, you know how important those commissioners are, and they see you well and you're well regarded, and you have a good relationship with them. Well, very recently, a care home that we have been helping or are helping secure some positive press coverage in the press. It was in the Manchester region. And sure enough, the local authority commissioners spotted that great news. So the message here, firstly, is yes, your local authority personnel, commissioners, again, social workers, healthcare professionals, they read and notice what is talked about in the press about their local care homes, particularly if they are invested in care homes, in terms of they have a professional investment. So local authority commissioners, etc., like to see that care homes in their areas are being written about positively in the local press. And in this particular anecdote that I'm giving you, not only was this particular care home showcased in the press, but the commissioners read it. And not only that, when the commissioners themselves sent out a newsletter to all their healthcare professionals and all the care homes in their region as part of their communication efforts. They gave a link to the press coverage about this particular home for everyone to share and enjoy with them. So your commissioners, in this case, not only see it and read it, they also have taken time to share it with others, professionals in their region. So please remember that the PR and positive press coverage there to amplify the reputation and profile of your care homes is also has the effect of reaching arguably out of 2 audiences, private pays and local authorities. They are seeing such positive news, reading about it and noticing it. So that's the first element is those commissioners and professionals. They will see and notice those positive stories. And also remember that those stories at the press coverage are online as well, permanently, high domain authority. That means if people are searching under your care home name, particularly under Google News, those stories, positive stories, are coming up, and they are there permanently, which is why the press has this high domain authority status. And the second audience that, of course, is most important is families, prospective families, and they are again going to be reaching and seeing the press stories, and also you want to be making sure that you're having a positive, good ongoing digital PR strategy, which will often mean Facebook, and promoting those good news stories that you're getting in the press, where you're getting journalists to write about your care homes. You're also making sure that those stories are absolutely on fire on Facebook, and by that I mean by tens of thousands of people seeing these stories within your catchment areas, not just 200 or 300. So, of course, those families, you have to think, how are families? How is your community? How are people in your catchment areas going to find out about the good news stories about your care homes unless you proactively showcase them and proactively get those stories covered in the press? And just as an aside, care homes stories are loved. Good care home stories are loved by the regional press journalists, and that includes television and radio. So that's very, very much in your favor. And the regional press is still read. It is read by your demographic. And the case in point that I gave of the commissioners is literally that, a case in point, and does demonstrate to you that those stories get noticed and seen. In fact, one of the small care group that we've been helping now for about 5 years, they always say anecdotally to us, oh, yes, we see a spike in inquiries every time we're getting positive press coverage. So, and I do repeat, now you must be thinking about those positive stories having a very, very strong digital reach as well. So that means on Facebook, and that means also, as I mentioned previously, that the press will help you with this by having a high domain authority status for the stories that they are disseminating on your behalf. So the third reason is for your care teams and also your residents themselves and their families. It can be hopefully you're doing awards for your care teams, but 9.9 times out of 10. Care teams love to see positive news about what they are doing for their residents, for your care home residents in the press, to have journalists writing positively about all the work that they do has a very positive effect on morale and sentiment. And again, if you're doing it regularly, which you should be, as I mentioned, regional journalists do love good care home stories. This should be an ongoing way and to make sure that you are showing appreciation for your care teams and helping celebrate the work that they do in your local communities. And also, and that's part of communication as well, which of course the CQC likes to see themselves. So it can have a positive impact on for your relationship with the CQC as well. And again, I do mention 9.9 times out of 10 residents and their families do very, very much like to see their family member featured positively in the press, especially in their twilight years, perhaps. Great examples of how they're being cared for via the team at the care home in which they are living. This has, as I say, a very well received, and that's pretty much on every occasion that we've been helping care homes with press coverage. We have seen this. It's care homes going above and beyond, in essence, in working individually with the care home residents. Sure enough, there are times when residents and their families don't want press coverage, and there can be various reasons for that. And that's okay, because you've gone through your consent procedures and everything relevant for that. So I hope that helps. Now, if you liked this video, please make sure you subscribe. You'll get many videos like it. Thank you.